My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Rebel Moon Chapter 2 Course of Forgiveness. And I wanted to like the first movie so much. And it does have its moments. There's some cool aspects to the movie, but it's way too bloated and it's filled with bland, instantly forgettable characters. But I was hoping that this sequel would be an improvement. And it's not. It most definitely is not. And I actually think that this is one of the worst sequels ever made. I really do. I just think about this movie and it just made every wrong decision possible. So let's begin talking about the cast. And Sophia Putella, I did like in the first movie, but she's given nothing to work with here, and I found her to be very bland. I definitely step down when it comes to her performance. Then we've got Ed Skrein, who I also liked in the first movie. He was evil and menacing, and he's just given nothing to do, and he becomes an instantly forgettable villain here. And the fact they brought him back for this movie and they didn't do more with that is just baffling. So you took my two favorite characters from the first movie and just gave them weak material to the point where those characters kind of suck now. Then we've got Michel Huisman, who I think did a really bad job. He just has no bit of personality or charisma or energy, and he just did nothing for me. Daejeon Honsu is a really good actor. Don't like him here, and I'm not gonna go through the rest of the cast, but everyone else sucks as well. By the end of this movie, I have spent 6.5 fucking hours with these characters, and I couldn't care less about anyone. There are some people who die that is supposed to be devastating, and I could not care less. In 90 minutes, DreamWorks made me care more about a panda learning kung fu than these big sci-fi epics could get me to care about any of these characters in 6.5 hours. That is me watching Kung Fu Panda 4 times. Just no excuse. None. Zip. Zilch. Nada. It is embarrassing how bad and how generic these characters are. And the movie, like the first half, is no exaggeration, just these characters farming. They tell stories and they think we care about them, but we don't. And it's funny too because the first movie happens because they wanted to prevent all of this. And then the second movie begins and it's like nothing changed, nothing happened. It makes the first movie feel irrelevant. And then we get to the second half of this movie, which is non-stop action. But here's the thing. There is no emotional weight because I don't care about these characters, and I think the action is terribly captured. There was one moment near the end where a ship is crashing and the characters are sliding down, which is kind of cool, but every other moment is just blah. You know, like, I look back on Watchmen and 300, and I can picture certain scenes in my head. And when I think back on this movie, it's just a blow. It's never tense, it's never thrilling, it's never entertaining. It's just action for the sake of action. It's weightless. It has no purpose. And like usually like okay, like A New Hope, we have Tatooine and Yavin 4 and we see Elderwan and we see the Death Star. And then in the sequel we get Hoth, we get Dagobah, we get Bespin. We get all these new planets. And that's the thing that sequels should do, is expand upon the universe introduced in the first movie. But this movie takes a step back, where we are on a farm for almost the entire movie. It's either on a farm or in a ship, and that's it. What? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this movie feels so small, and they think it's so epic, and it's just not. And, like, if you're gonna make a sci-fi movie, then embrace it. If not, then just don't. Like, I cannot believe just that was a decision made. Because I did like the world building in the first movie. All the creatures we saw and all the different environments, and even like the engines that are like these giants that are enslaved and how they have to fuel the ships with human remains. That is a really cool idea, and I would have liked more of that weirdness. I would have liked more of that ambition, but this movie is just an empty shell. And it's 3 hours long and there's just no justification. Like, once again, it is embarrassing how bad the writing is and how little I care about these characters when we have spent this much time with them. And the fact that it just feels like more of the same as the first movie, and then the movie ends leading up to another one, like, come on, no. I don't give a shit. Yeah, and like I think Zack Snyder has made some visually stunning movies. I think Watchmen and 300 never look realistic, but they're so stylistically interesting. But I hate the way this movie looks. It's so gray, it's so muted, it's so ugly. And I'd compliment the production design and costumes and whatnot, but it's just the same as the first movie, and once again, there's no expansion. So I can't even really do that. Like, I know Zack Snyder wants to shoot his own movies now. He's a cinematographer for these two and Army of the Dead. No. Like even he's writing all of his scripts now, and like, Watchmen is his best movie. He didn't write it. 300, he did write. Dawn of the Dead, he didn't write. Batman v Superman, he didn't write. Legend of the Guardians, he didn't write. I think he should just be a director. Him doing screenwriter, directing, cinematographer, it's just not working. And that's okay. But like, I despised this movie. By the end, I was just so bored and I didn't care about anything. I don't know if I've had. There's one other movie that it's neck and neck with, but this is one of the most miserable watching experiences I've had all year. There's just nothing that this movie has to offer. The action is nonsense, the characters suck, there's no emotion, it's never exciting or emotional, and I never cared about any of the characters, and it's so much time to commit to a movie and get absolutely nothing with. I'm giving Rebel Moon Chapter 2 Course of Forgiveness a 0 out of 10. It's that bad, and I would love it if Zack Snyder made a great movie again, but I just don't know if he has it in him. Which is, really depressing. And yeah, I also wish he would get away from Netflix. Like, if you're going to make these big movies, then go theatrical. He's making a bunch of weird career decisions, which, fine, he can do whatever he wants, but I think they're stupid decisions. But Rebel Moon 2, whatever. You've seen it, your thoughts, let me know. Comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin,